I know you guys are dying to see more about my new car. And unfortunately, it has been raining pretty much this entire weekend. And because this car doesn't have AC or a heater or windshield wipers for that matter, it's like impossible to drive. And of course, I would love to take it out and give it a nice, good wash. But what's the point if it's just going to get rained on? But anyways, it's cleared up quite a bit. Let's take this baby out for a spin. There we go. Gotta make sure I don't hit the trailer. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and put the sunroof up. Perfect. But yeah, here it is, a nice clean white interior. There is some dirt in it from all of the rain from yesterday when we picked it up. I got my kill switch, my AFR gauge, coolant temp gauge, hydro, and my extinguisher. And like I said, the car is pretty much Pro-Am ready outside of having the anti-intrusion bars that I'll need to go into the firewall. So much fun already, and I haven't even drifted it yet. Oh, this thing is quick. Now, I don't know how much gas is in this tank because I don't think the gas or the fuel gauge works. So we're gonna stop and get some gas. And I have to park in gear because it doesn't have like a working parking brake. But it's all good. And to get to the tank, I gotta get to it from the trunk. Oh, come on. Come on, Hatch. Work with me here. There we go. And I have to pull the lever from back here. There we go. Now the previous owner had it tuned on 91, which is the highest grade fuel that I think is available in Iowa. So we're gonna put good old 93 in it. I guess while we're pumping gas, I'll give you guys a little quick interior view of the car. She's a minty white color. Now, I know what you're thinking. You think that this is just ratchet strap down? No, that's not the case. It's bolted from the bottom. This ratchet strap is to just keep the case on it. Because in many drifting competitions, you need a cover over your battery. And I think the gas is done pumping. 7 gallons, almost 8. And I'm not exactly sure how much these S13s hold in terms of fuel capacity. If one of you guys could comment that down below, I'd super appreciate it. At least I have a full tank and we are good to go. Now I do need to make one last pit stop at Walmart so I can grab some anti-fog liquid or whatever it is called that you can put on the windows so that it just doesn't fog up. Because if I'm out there drifting at night when it's wet and these windows happen to fog up, it's totally gonna ruin it. So we need to pick that up. Yeah, she stumbles on startup. I don't know why. Have to chase down that issue. Boom! I'm at Walmart. And the nice thing about this car is even though it's probably pretty easy to steal, it has a kill switch. So I don't really have to worry about, you know, someone stealing the car and then starting it up right away and driving it. Oh, and also my JDM window crank. You could only get this vice grip overseas. Y'all are pretty jealous, I know it. I would be too. But yeah, it's pretty much the only way to get it to fit because the stock crank won't fit with the cage here. I bought my anti-fog and I go to start the car and she doesn't want to turn over. So I don't know what's wrong. So my dad should be here relatively soon with jumper cables. Crossing my fingers, it's just an electrical issue, please. And there's Drift Dad to save the day. He couldn't find any of the jumper cables that we had, so I went into Walmart and bought myself a new pair. Hello there, sir.
Back to the rescue.
Yep, as always.
Check the which side's the battery on?
It's here, we're good. Well, I have enough length. That terminal is definitely loose, so we need to tighten it, and maybe it'll start up without the need of jumper cables. We don't know. Moment of truth. Nope. So maybe it is just an old battery or something.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, you touched the ends?
Yeah, I touched the ends. Now I'm gonna hook the red one to the black one and the black one to the red one.
Yeah.
And then let's do it reverse to see if it really explodes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
We get a brand new car and we explode it and ruin the whole electrical system. Huh?
It's an old car. It's an old car.
Here, you want to start it?
Nope.
All right, please let this be it. I don't want to have to deal with a car with issues.
Hold on a second, let me give it some gas in the truck. Why don't you just run the battery in and replace it while you're here?
I guess. You think it's the battery?
Yeah, that's...
Okay. All right, so I went ahead and bought a new battery. I guess that old one was old, and I mean, we could have tested it, but this is probably the cause of why it's not wanting to start. So now is the second moment of truth to see if this is the problem. Please be it.
Huh?
No. All right, well, I got it started. I'll just go home and we'll tinker with it, I guess.
I guess.
All right. All right, I'm back home. I would have taken more video of me driving it, but kind of just wanted to get it back here in case anything happened. And sure enough, as soon as we pulled into the driveway, I looked back at the battery compartment and we had smoke billowing out of it, and it looks like this electrical tape here, first off, I don't know why that's there in the first place. That had melted some, so that's not good.
Not a good connection. You got a bad connection somewhere.
Bad connection, you think?
It probably could be on this, where this is hooked up to the paint.
The ground?
Bare metal, where the ground is hooked up to the
Well,
paint.
if he's had it that way and he hasn't had that issue, then why now? You know?
Maybe when it got wet in transit, because it was pretty wet in there.
Yeah, I don't know. So since we had this issue, I made the decision to call up Shawn, the guy that actually I went with to go look at the car. And he recommended that we just replace the starter, and he was 99% sure that was the root of the issue. And luckily, because it's an American V8, I was able to pick up a brand new starter from a local auto parts store. That's the beauty about swapping in an American engine into a Japanese car, as much as you guys hate that. It is what it is, though. Luckily, Shawn is on his way to lend us a helping hand.
Bail you out, you mean?
Pretty much. Yeah. I'll show you guys the issue real quick before Shawn gets here. Underneath the car, right where the starter is, there is very minimal clearance to get the starter out. We already have it unbolted, but because of the way that these headers are, we might have to undo it to get the starter out, which is not a big deal, but we're gonna wait for Shawn to get here to see what he thinks. And of course, as soon as Shawn gets here, we unbolt the header and the starter falls right out. And I guess he is going to start, and what, you're just testing it to see if it's actually dead?
Well, chances are I'm not going to see anything.
Right.
It was intermittent.
Okay.
But I just want to see if it was possibly shorted out. On
Gotcha. So we might be replacing the starter for nothing. Might be another issue, potentially.
No, I'm 99% sure it's a starter. I just think it's probably a bad winding.
And now we're going to have to deal with putting the new, larger starter in the car. We might have to bash in the header, you said? Maybe just a little bit
No,
to get
we
it
don't
to
call
fit?
it bash. We call it massage.
Massage, okay.
Call it massage.
Good point.
Now, why does that look so different on the gear side?
Because this is a mini torque.
Uh-huh.
This is just a cheaper way to make it. This is all cast. This is billet. This is for high torque, high compression type
Okay.
engines. That's why the housing's bigger. It's bigger magnets, so you get more torque.
Right, makes sense. MSD starter we had did not fit, so we returned that, exchanged it for a remanufactured OEM, because with the tolerances and clearance that we have with this header and the steering rack and the subframe and all that, we could not fit that larger MSD starter. So it should be good to go now.
Oh, hey, dipstick. I mean, Alan, would you check the dipstick? Just make sure it's seated properly in the bottom?
Yeah. Can I get a light? Okay.
Just feel it. Make sure the flange is
Yeah, no, that's good.
nothing sticking out.
No, that's perfect. Funny thing is, though, I'm not sure if you guys knew, but you can pull your dipsticks out. Like, there's a little O-ring that just...
It's a dipstick sheath.
Dipstick sheath, yeah, sure.
So this is the dipstick. You know all about them, right?
Sure.
So the sheath pulls right out of the engine. I didn't know that. That was pretty
That's
weird.
something Shawn showed us.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Shawn for coming over and helping for the time that he was able to. Again, I'm going to link to his YouTube in the description, so do me a favor, go sub to him. But now I think is the moment of truth. Number 3 now we're on is to see whether or not the car starts. So let's see. Please, please, please be it. For the love of all things 240. Whoa, that was kind of weird.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Part started to kick out and engage. The solenoid is what kicks it out.
So
So is the wire on the solenoid tight enough?
I don't know. Great. One more issue. Well, now that we know that that didn't fix the issue, back to square one. Maybe it's an issue with the starter itself. I'm pretty sure we have it wired in properly. Just not wanting to mate up to the flywheel to get the engine to turn over. And I guess that's just the life of working on cars. You run into issues that you don't really foresee. Again, and I'm sorry I didn't get to the main point of this video, which was really to give you guys a walk around of the car. I owe that to you in the next one, for sure. But it's getting late, and I need to get on my way to Orlando because I have work super early in the morning, unfortunately. So thank you guys for watching. Big thank you to all of you that have been loyal to watch and like all of the videos. And I feel like I don't vocalize that enough of how much I really appreciate you guys. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you all have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.